What up, guys? I am back and attempting to make these more consistent, which they're just not yet, but that is on my time block for the week now moving forward, and I have some other really exciting announcements coming up in the next couple, I'm going to say days, but probably closer to weeks, just because there's some stuff that needs to be purchased, but more opportunities to hear me yap. Being said, I'm going to just go for it. I have absolutely no agenda other than I just curled my hair with this wild Asian curling thing that like eats your hair and spins it itself. And I would say for the first time using it, it's a win. But a couple things I wanted to talk about because of a bachelorette coming up next week, which I'm so excited for. But how I'm handling that I think is important. Little physique slash blood work slash health update, all positive, which I can't say has been positive for a minute, and whatever else. Bachelorette, I feel like a lot of people ask me like, how do I set myself up for success going on trips? I can reflect on like we got back from Miami yesterday, and then like what I'm doing to honor the promises I make to myself and then handle this bachelorette. So starting with Miami, last week we pulled free meals just to like tighten back up. Body is responsive again. We're getting labs when I get back from the bachelorette. But with all that said, like it seems like things are improving. My liver values were in a really not good spot, and then had some other inflammatory markers that were not great. And then post-show, just as to be expected, like sex hormones weren't in the best spot, but they weren't like anything we wouldn't have expected from like based on my prep. Got on a supplement that I'm taking 3 times a day for my inflammation, and then we think the liver could have been acute from flu, or like we don't remember if I had any migraines or anything, but that's not uncommon for me. So if I had like slammed some Excedrin before labs, it's very possible that I just didn't have the best labs that day. On that note, super funny, the supplement I'm taking for my inflammation is curcumin heavy, and I'm taking it 3 times a day. And while we were in Miami like floating around, I was like, wow, my hand is like yellow. It still is. You probably can't really tell from the camera because I tried to take a picture and post it and then whatever. So Connor's looking at it, he's like, yeah, it is really yellow. He's like, and it's just your like one finger really. I was like, yeah, it's like these 2 knuckles and this finger. So then he's looking at my pupils because with my liver values being like really not good, he was like, let's hope it's not jaundice, right? First thing that would turn truly yellow is your pupils. So he's looking at my pupils. He's like, I don't think it's anything though. Like it has to be something random. So I'm at the bottom of the bottle of this first round of the supplement I'm taking, and I pour it out and I'm like, well, I found my jaundice because one of the caps must have like really badly leaked, or maybe a couple of them leaked, I don't know, but the whole bottom is like yellow powder, and I pour it directly into my palm each time. So we found the jaundice cured, so that's positive. But all that being said, it seems to be helping. We're watching my body composition improve. A lot of inflammation fell off. And then with pulling free meals, we're seeing like a quick response, which is good. So feeling really positive about that because, I mean, how I perceive myself and my body image does matter to me as much as we all want to pretend it doesn't. I'll be the first one to say like, it does affect me, and it's that. So feeling positive about the changes that we made, just keeping it tight for the time being. And then that being said, James pulled those as we were going to Miami, and I was like, well, transparently, I'm going on vacation, so I'll be super responsible. I might have some dinners out, but I will be right back on plan as soon as I get home, and then we'll just stick to it. So I made the promise to myself that the bachelorette, I'm just going to be on plan, which I already planned on that, but it just solidifies my decision that, you know, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I think we're getting a hibachi chef at the house for the one night, so I probably will do that one meal. But how I'm handling it, so with Miami, knowing I wanted to be super responsible, me and Connor planned a burger meal because there's some really famous burger spots in Wynwood that we like really wanted to try. What we did was, there's 3 of them. We actually got a burger from each. I had like 2 bites of each burger, and then that was pretty much that. Kept it super responsible there. My college best friend lives in Fort Lauderdale, so she met me after work one night and we met at a taco spot, and I had 2 small chicken tacos and then about it for the trip. So other than that, we brought our food. I have a video, so I'll put it in here, but I bag all my turkey, carb, everything that I can put in a Ziploc bag just to save space. Bring a glass Tupperware for my meals for the day, or I pack my meals for the day and then I reuse it as my bowl throughout the week just to make my life easy. And then bought fruit when we got there. Trying to think what else. Bought white rice when we got there from a Chinese food place, and that's about it. Like, it's super simple. We narrowed down if we need to like 1 carb source, 1 fruit source, and then 1 veg, so that there's not like 1,000 different ingredients in the fridge spilling out, because obviously that's a challenge, and there's having space is a challenge. I mean, the vacation was just to get away because it's the anniversary of my dad's passing, and I had no intent of like being an asshole. So my meals, minus the couple that I had out, it's really not that hard. I think people really overcomplicate it. They feel temptation or whatever, and like, of course, I am human, I feel those things too, but my goals matter, and like how I look in the mirror matters a lot more than a couple bites of food. And I tell clients this all the time, but free meals and like the taste of food is just so fleeting. You enjoy it for like the 2 minutes you're having it, and then it's gone, and then like the dopamine hits over, and then what? Nothing. So with the thought process of being gone for multiple days next week, it's like 5 days actually, how I'm doing it. I'm driving there, which does obviously help, and we're in Airbnb, so of course that helps. But I will have same thing I did last week. I have enough of all my protein, enough of all my carbs. As I'm driving, and because simplifying, I haven't decided if I'm gonna just bring my fruit or pack it. Just like to get it fresh, because once it sits in the car for a couple hours, it like gets mushy sometimes. And like, I'm somebody that if I'm doing blueberries, I want them hard and sour, and travel doesn't always do that. So there's an Amped Fitness 3 minutes from the Airbnb. Already looked it up, already set to go. It's just about being prepared. So I think people are just like, I'll figure it out when I get there or whatever. Can't operate like that, because failing to prepare is preparing to fail. So I'm prepared. I'm gonna have my food. I know what time I'm arriving. I know how many meals I have to pack for the car ride there. I know when my friends are landing. I'm picking them up from the airport after they land. We're gonna have a couple hours to kill. In that time, I'm probably gonna drop them off at a coffee shop or drive them to the gym. I've planned what days I'm resting. We're chartering a yacht because trying to get up at 8 a.m. or get to the boat by 8 a.m. and get a lift in is just unrealistic, and that's okay. I'm gonna still do my cardio that morning. It's 3 minutes away. That's the equivalent of if I had to take the elevator to the Stairmaster in my own apartment. Like, so easy. I'm not going to complain, because I know I'll feel better after, and I'm not going to walk around grumpy and hate how I look and be a little shithead. Day 1, we get there. I'm going to gym while we wait for the Airbnb to open up. Grocery shop as needed. I'm driving down with my food, and then we'll check in. We're hanging at the house that night. I'm going to eat my meals while everyone else eats takeout. It's not that big of a deal. Day 2, I am going to do my cardio. We're going to go on the boat. I'm going to pack my meals on the boat, because guess what? Everyone else is packing sandwiches, and so it doesn't matter. Tonight is hibachi, so that's probably the one meal I will do. Today, I believe we're doing brunch. Now, this is an easy one. This is how you can like feel included and whatever. It's not that hard to order egg whites at a restaurant when you're getting breakfast. It's not that hard to specify how many whole eggs and how much egg whites. So what I'm gonna probably do is just, hey, can you make me this many egg whites, this many whole eggs, no butter, no oil, side of sourdough. That's my normal meal. Easy. And then I think it's like breakfast or brunch, and that's that, and then dinner out that night. So I'll play it by ear. I'll either bring my food, or if it's somewhere I can get a steak, I'll just do steak, no butter, no oil, and veg. It's that easy. I don't feel uncomfortable about it. the girls are like, I'm so sorry, like, is there anything we can get you? And I appreciate it, but the reality is I'm not sorry. I chose this life. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the stability of how I'm gonna wake up feeling the next day, how I'm gonna wake up looking the next day. And it makes it super easy. It makes me not hate myself when I come home. It makes me not regret how I did when I check in. But the difference is that I made these promises before I left. I don't leave for 5 days. I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm committing to, and then I just follow that. I don't like at the last minute change my mind, or I said I'm going to order a steak at the restaurant. I'm not going to get to the restaurant, look at the menu and go, oh, well, they have steak, but I'd actually really prefer this sandwich. I'm just going to do what I committed to when I chose to do, when I'm not being influenced by other people or like emotions or logic, like whatever. I'm just going to stick to the plan. I enjoy my meals. So I think it's also like, I don't really sit there and go, oh, like that sounds so much better. Of course, like a free meal always sounds good, but I like the food that I eat. And it's partially because I cook and I make sure my meals taste good. And it's also because I like the predictability of how I'm going to wake up feeling the next day. And I think that's something that like Connor was talking about in a video the other day, is his brother was like, well, maybe I've just never felt good. I think that's the case for a lot of people. And that's kind of a bummer, because I can tell you, like, if I eat this is how much weight I'm going to be up tomorrow. This is how I'm going to feel. And this is like how many days it's going to take to fall off. And I also know that if I eat this, I'm going to wake up feeling this way, looking this way, no bloat, no digestive issues, no nothing. If I drink this much water, I'll be good. And then whatever, it's good. So eating the same things every single day, you don't run into those issues. So it's super nice. Outside of that, like, I'm not a drinker anyway, so I'll be chilling my chocolate and microdose. But like truly for me, a microdose, I don't typically feel it whatsoever. I don't have a lot of judgment. I just feel happy. So that'll be positive, because a lot of people really, really, really struggle with travel. Nonetheless, like they struggle with meals when they're not traveling. So like obviously throw in different setting, having to pack, all of that. But it is really not that complicated. So I'll record next week my packing and maybe do like a small short on it, and like you guys can see how I pack. It's really not anything you wouldn't expect. Like it's keep it stupid simple. It's as bodybuilder-esque and plain Jane simple as it can get. Like I literally pack a salt shaker, a hot sauce, a spoon, a fork, a Tupperware, and then like the 5 foods I need, which is turkey, steak, egg, blueberries. Probably narrow it down to 1 fruit. Get rice there. Maybe I'll just bring 90-second rice, because when I'm not traveling with my ogre, I don't need nearly as much as we typically do. A cute little like 100 grams of rice doesn't compare to Connor's like 350 per meal, so we probably won't even need to do that. That's it. Outside of that, there's really not a lot to report. Some, like I said, some special announcements coming here soon, but other than that, I'm doing the thing and just making sure that we stay healthy. I'm gonna get labs as soon as I'm back from the bachelorette, just to see what inflammatory markers look like, and liver, so that we can push to grow. Had to be a little bit more modest in our current approach, because my body can't handle anything crazy, because we want labs to stay good, because my health matters. I think that's gonna be it. That's that. Love you guys.